Okay, look, so I said I'd talk about this once I kind of got my shit straight. I'm not going to talk about it just yet, but I'm going to talk about talking about it to you. So there's tomorrow starts Pluto retrograde. We're going to be having retrogrades pretty much starting tomorrow until the end of 2020. Like, that's all of this crazy stuff that you see here. That's all retrograding, all kinds of planetary alignments and movements. When we talk about retrogrades, typically what we think of is Mercury retrograde, right? Mercury retrograde being the one that comes around 3 times a year. Everybody always, basically just scapegoats anything that's going wrong, like bad relationships or, broken down cars, like any kind of stuff like that, like just shit not working. People will talk about that as Mercury retrograde. Thing is, there's a fucking higher chance that shit is going to happen during Mercury retrograde than any other time. And we can go into all of that shit too. Now is not really the time, but just to get you kind of ready for the idea that these retrogrades are coming out, including we're going to have a fucking Mercury retrograde in about another fucking month or so, another couple of months. But that's not even the shit to look out for. As far as we're concerned, we talk about retrogrades. We actually refer to them as upgrades because of the idea that if you, it's the idea is that this shit works like gravity. I mean, it's like we're not talking about like some fancy made up shit here. Like, these are planets that are actually fucking moving, and there's gravitational pulls that are at fucking work. So when shit lines up, it's like putting fucking 2 magnets on either end of each other and then sprinkling a bunch of fucking metal shavings in the middle. Shit's just gonna fucking line up whether the metal shavings believe in that shit or not. Like, shit's just gonna affect. And we saw this as evidenced by like knowing that there was gonna be some fucking major upheaval shit happening in mid-year last year. Any of your folks who fucking pay attention to planetary alignments, you can ask them. You can be like, hey, if you had paid attention to this shit, if you were looking at it last year, if you were looking at the fucking planetary alignments, could you have seen that some shit was going down? They'll be like, yeah, I know that because as I was looking at this shit, I was like, this is just me having watched the timeline and I'm reading into this, right? I checked in with people that I knew were much more experienced than I was, and for a second opinion, and was like, hey, is this shit really happening? Is this really what I'm seeing? They were like, yeah, that's exactly what you're seeing. So it's clearly fucking laid out there. Like, I don't even want to fucking convince you guys of this shit. It's just, I'm gonna go over this for whoever wants to pay attention to it, but basically going back to as I was saying, the basic idea of it, and the basic idea being as easy to grasp as the fucking concept of like gravity. It's just some shit that's just gonna happen. Like, you can throw rocks up in the air all day long and be like, well, I just wanted to float in the air. They're gonna come down. So if you account for the fact that you throw some shit up in the air, it's gonna come down, you're going to save yourself a lot less heartache trying to fucking float rocks in the air or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's time for push-ups. Apparently it's been 15 minutes for me. It's been 4 minutes for you, but